No shame though. He was doing a live stream. He brings this guy on. What's the guy's name? You remember it?
Some predator catcher.
They call him the perv catcher or something. And he has him on the live stream, and they're just talking. And then out of nowhere, pretty much, he just brings up like, well, if we're gonna talk about like, could someone be a pedophile previously and then not be it anymore? And they're like, what are you talking about? Well, your boss, Adam. You know what I'm saying? There's that story back in the day. He was talking to a 16-year-old. He fucked a 16. That's basically what he was saying. Yeah. So then Flacco.
No, we're not gonna do this. What you mean?
Because Flacco was on hot water, bro. Like, you know how bad it looks? You're Flacco. That guy was in there to do a workout stream. That's what the guy was there for. You bring him on camera. Yeah. Next thing you know, you just brought the guy that's now exposing Adam. And you already had an issue where you had someone on there that was talking shit about academics. His like mentor, his daddy. And so it's like, bro, this is a horrible look for Flacco. Like, bro, what the hell are you in the midst of all this? So Flacco just cuts off the stream instantly. But dude is recording live streaming from his phone. Smart, and Flacco's like, nah, man. So look, now. I'm like,
so look, bro. Like, right, okay. He says like 5 words.
Some of his stuttering is wild, bro. But yeah, and basically then Adam comes in. He's like, oh, what happened? Why'd you stop the stream? And he's like, what was it about the what's it called? The Lush stuff? He's like, nah, it's about you, nigga. He's like, wait, what? You. He's like, and then he basically was like, man, y'all gotta go, like, get out. Apparently, dude says Adam had the blicky on him. But I doubt that, bro, because your reaction would be way different. Because he was just getting up and getting ready to go and still talking shit.
He would have slept Adam just on live.
You gonna get shot, bro.
You think?
If he upped the blicky on, no,
you think he's a shooter?
I don't think he would up it.
But even if he showed it, bro, and you have security, bro, you're gonna flip the camera and be like, yo, this motherfucker just pulled a burner on me. Like, he didn't say that the entire time they were leaving. I think, to be honest, he went on live with Potlord, another former employee, and Potlord was like, man, he upped the blicky on you, but like, I didn't actually hear him say it. I might have just missed it. But I heard it come from Potlord first, who wasn't even there.
Blicky on the nigga that exposed you for being a pedophile.
But that story, so I guess the story goes, when he was, and I thought it was for him taking videos of Lil Pump getting head, and I heard it was 16-year-old, but I guess that wasn't it, because Lil Pump had also said, how you something and you fucking the same whatever's as me, but I think that was different.
Lil Pump said that?
But I think that was different though, because the story that they've been talking about, the story that Adam talked about several times, was that he had been 21 and he talked to a 16-year-old, and then nothing happened. They talked for 5 minutes. And he says that other dudes in his BMX circle had been talking to her or whatever, so he didn't know that she was that age when he found out he didn't talk to her. Right. But then years later, he says he's 23 now, she's 19, so she must have been at the edge of 16. Right. That then it went down.
Okay, so he left out some details, like he was grooming her the whole time.
But he said they only talked for 5 minutes though. Then they just linked back up, so it's like it's hard to call it.
I know you're not ready for me, but hey, I'll be back.
Hey, what you think about that though? 23-year-old with a 19-year-old, is that in itself weird?
Yeah. I always thought all this should be weird.
What's the youngest you could date if you're 23?
Well, I'm 23.
Sorry,
now.
Not date, just like
Well, I'm 23, so it's like bro, them ages is weird. Like, them fresh out of high school ages, like, motherfuckers is just still kids in my eyes.
19, college?
You gotta date older, man. That's how I feel.
You say that now. Wait till you're 40.
When I'm 40, I'm gonna be married.
Oh, yeah, that's facts.
Hey,
okay. Family man.
She gonna be older. She gonna be 44.
Cougar.
I've always thought about the age thing, though, because, like, it's normalized if, like, a 60-year-old rich dude gets with a 20-year-old. I'm not saying 20, maybe like 25 or something like that.
R. Kelly shit.
No, not on that. On the Donald Trump stuff.
Oh yeah, that's it. Sick.
But why is that normalized? But then it's like we look at the 19-year-old to like the 23-year-old age gap as like being like crazy.
Because the maturity level is so different from like it's like the older you get, the less it matters. Right. But like, even a 3-year gap, if you're a 10-year-old with a 13-year-old, that's weird. Right. Like, regardless of the genders, it's weird. Like 3 years. But now if you're 23 with a 26-year-old, really not that. Yeah. Well, actually, even then, I know a lot of 26-year-olds that would that are like, especially females, I would never date a 23-year-old. See? Because they know how immature they were. Even when I think of myself at 21, bro, I see the old Snap stories, I'm like cringing, like, oh my God,
what
really?
What the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, bro. You in a lot of them too. We just in the whip smoking.
Hot boxing.
But then, I feel like 35 to 40, you're not necessarily going to have these huge incremental changes where you're like, I remember what I was doing when I was 35. Like, bro, you're like, what were you doing?
So on some non-pedo shit, you talk about maturity. you could definitely be very, very mature at like 16, 17 years old, and then you can find females in their 20s that are like very immature. So like, how do you look at that?
Because I mean, you can be mature, but you can only be so mature. Honestly, like I think it'll always show itself one way or another.
Yeah.
Like I get like you act older than your age, or you seem older, or maybe your body, not to sound weird, your body's like more developed. But like, bro, how really developed is that 16-year-old's brain? Real, like, she's 16, bro. Like, she's in class right now, you know, like, so because you can say you're mature, but like your day to day is not mature, you know, like you're in school, you're dealing with classes, you're having teachers tell you when you can go to the bathroom, raising your hand for that. Like, that in itself puts you in a different brain sphere. Like, that's what you're worried about. You're not worried about, you know, bills, and like you're I don't know, you're just not living an actual, like, you're not structuring your own life at that point yet. So you can only be so developed.
Yeah.
And a lot of young kids want to be like the older kids. They want to hang with the older kids. Exactly. And then sometimes that is actually partially immaturity. Yeah. Or they're just too mature for their age group. Who knows? Hey,
what about an 18-year-old with a 17-year-old? What do you think about that?
Straight.
Well, I would for sure was that dude, because
it happens to everybody.
I didn't just find a 17-year-old though. I was already in a relationship, so it's like you dating somebody from high school.
Yeah, that's regular.
That's the only time it's cool. If you out of high school 18 and you still at the high school looking for hoes, it's a wrap, bro. You're gonna do that shit when you're 27. You still gonna be doing the same type of shit, trying to look for 18-year-olds and shit. I'm telling you, that shit plays until you're a grown man. If you on that shit as a young kid. Niggas been, we know niggas. We all know somebody who did some weird shit.
Oh, for sure.
We all know the same dude.
But yeah, okay. So Adam 22 goes on the weirdo list, huh?
Yeah. No, he been weird. He been exposed. It's just no one listened, bro. Shout out Milk 74, man. My white boy from Hoover, man. You feel me? He been said Adolph 22, man.
You think No Jumper's gonna come to an end soon?
No, now. Fuck soon. It's over.